NASA and SpaceX plan to send the agency's next mission to the International Space Station to monitor climate change. NASA's Earth surface mineral dust source investigation mission will fly to the orbiting laboratory on SpaceX's 25th Commercial Resupply Services mission. SpaceX Dragon spacecraft will launch from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida, carrying fresh science studies, supplies, and equipment for the multinational crew, including a new climate study probe. Here's what we know so far. First off, how exactly will it be carried out? Elon Musk's Dragon spacecraft is all set to carry almost 5,800 pounds of cargo. The whole point of this mission is that the SpaceX rocket will transport EMIT, which is super important to identify the type of mineral dust in Earth's dry areas. By analyzing this dust, NASA will be able to record climate change. Other research plans on looking into the aging of immune cells and the possibility of reversing those effects during post-flight recovery, which is obviously super important for astronauts. Not just that, however, but we might finally get to live on Mars. Well, like in the distant future. A CubeSat will monitor cloud top and ocean surface temperatures to help scientists understand Earth's climate and weather systems. A student experiment will also test a concrete alternative for future lunar and Martian habitats. So, how will we get to see this happen? NASA's not planning on leaving us out of the party. We'll get an audio-only coverage first of the news conferences and the launch itself. If you call the numbers mentioned on their website, you'll be able to hear the whole mission broadcast live on your phone. You might even get to hear the countdown, which will start an hour before. On launch day, the NASA TV media channel will broadcast a clean feed of the launch without NASA TV commentary because there's nothing like absorbing space travel in complete silence, except for, the sound of the rocket itself. The mission's launch day coverage will be accessible on the NASA website. Beginning no earlier than 8 p.m., coverage will include live streaming and blog updates as soon as the countdown begins. Shortly after liftoff, on-demand streaming footage and images of the launch will be accessible. You can even virtually register to attend this launch, because what's not virtual in this day and age? Registrants will be emailed mission updates and activities. If you get the virtual guest pass, you'll get top-secret insider info about Mars. Kidding, it comes with launch information, associated opportunities, and a virtual visitor passport stamp following the launch. Also, the partnership between SpaceX and NASA is a bit awkward. When SpaceX decided to test a rocket on the Earth's orbit, NASA got a little nervous. The reason for this concern was that if the rocket were to crash, it'd prove catastrophic for the environment. The Federal Aviation Administration still hasn't given SpaceX a launch license to fly from either site. If it wants to launch from Florida, it will also require a NASA permit. Since late 2019, SpaceX has tested 12 prototypes of Starship's upper stage near Boca Chica. Each of them exploded on the launch pad or in the sky. Also, the explosion that they were so scared of, it ended up happening this month anyway. Elon Musk should have really just stuck to Twitter. And there are also chances that the launch might be delayed like SpaceX's Falcon Heavy was. SpaceX has a history of messy delays in its launches, and there's absolutely no reason for us to believe that the Dragon spacecraft launch will be any different. They just dropped the Asteroid 16 Psyche launch after it got delayed. And these delays weren't just simple ones. No way, they were very costly. For example, Falcon Heavy's another rocket constantly being pushed forward, and we have no idea when it'll see the light of day or the darkness of space. Falcon Heavy's debut was postponed indefinitely for years while SpaceX prioritized other things, and technology evolved around it. Even after the initial version of Falcon Heavy appeared in February 2018, SpaceX chose to update the rocket to use the most recent Falcon Block 5 type, which endured months of delays. Like, come on, let this rocket go to space. In April 2019, the first modified Falcon Heavy successfully completed the rocket's maiden commercial mission, Arabsat 6A, despite being more than a year behind schedule. In June 2019, the second Falcon Heavy Block 5 followed suit with a rideshare mission that served as a sophisticated test flight, allowing the U.S. military to certify the rocket to launch its most expensive satellites. Since then, the rocket's never launched. As a result, SpaceX continues to amass an incredible fleet of unflown Falcon Heavy rockets that were built and tested for launch dates that are now years behind schedule. We'd love to get our hands on those for, research purposes. The grounded fleet might soon rise to 10 rockets, compared to the 11 or fewer operating Falcon 9 boosters SpaceX is expected to have at the end of the year. Talk about a hoarding problem. Finally, are there plans to commodify space? Look, as much as we enjoy space travel, let's be real. Do we really want it to be an industry? Elon Musk's private business, SpaceX, transported a crew of 4 to the International Space Station in April, marking another step forward for space exploration. Dr. Jessica Watkins, the first Black woman to embark on a long-term space mission, was a passenger on this voyage. This historic launch happened only 2 days after SpaceX performed a successful space tourism trip and less than a month after Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin completed its 4th successful space tourism mission, which is all fine and dandy, of course. But these launches show a pretty weird space crew. We've got highly qualified scientists and researchers boarding the same rockets and launching into space with high-paying billionaires. One group is for study, while the other is for fun. Still, with a total of 11 human launch launches between the two businesses, 5 for NASA and 6 privately chartered, fun appears to be the winner. Here's some other news you might have missed out on. First off, NASA's CubeSat mission shows its scientific advancement. CubeSats are becoming increasingly important in NASA's exploration, technological demonstrations, scientific research, and educational activities. The usual CubeSat dimensions are around 4 inches cubed, which is known as 1 unit or 1 U. This program allows students and other new researchers an opportunity to contribute to NASA's research. For example, BeaverCube will research Earth's climate in weather systems by measuring cloud characteristics, ocean surface temperatures, and ocean color. It'll also show how shape memory alloy technology may be used with on-orbit calibration. D3 will put algorithms and hardware for controlled drag-based re-entry from low Earth orbit through their paces. It has 4 deployable and retractable surfaces that work like motorized measuring tapes and can stretch up to 12 feet. That's a lot of potential for CubeSats. Second, NASA predicted that lake evaporation is increasing. Look, it's no secret that the climate crisis is getting worse. Earth's mostly an ocean planet. Only 3% of the water on Earth is fresh, with the rest frozen in ice. More than 87% of the remaining fresh water is found in lakes. But if there's a lot of water evaporating, that's a serious problem we should all be concerned about. A recent NASA study found that there was a lot of water evaporating from lakes, which might be because of reservoirs. The researchers guessed the evaporation rate based on meteorological data and other parameters, including how much heat is retained in the lake. Heat storage is a major driver of evaporation that has so far gone unnoticed. The volume of evaporative loss was then calculated using the area and evaporation rate. You know, sciencey stuff. Finally, food production in outer space is now a real possibility. With climate change worsening every day, the possibility of having to grow food in outer space becomes more and more real. Space agriculture's going places, and it's all part of the future when we, colonize Mars? Kidding. But seriously, the food goods that we have today, like freeze-dried meals, etc., were only possible because of space-based technology that you've probably seen in movies, like crop monitoring in space-based observatories. Plus, satellite surveillance in space has been extremely useful for farmers because it can watch over the lands. Next time, the farmers may pray to the satellites for rain. Specialized sensors on relevant satellites monitor various agricultural indicators. Soil moisture sensors can inform us when and how quickly soils are drying, allowing us to direct more effective irrigation on a regional scale. Droughts, floods, precipitation patterns, and plant disease outbreaks may all be predicted using weather satellites. Satellite data assists us in forecasting food insecurity concerns or crop failures. Space is home to more than just inanimate robots. Humans have survived and grown plants in low Earth orbit aboard a number of spaceships and stations. Due to unique stresses such as cosmic radiation and a lack of gravity, space is the ultimate hostile environment for life, including plants. NASA scientists flew cotton seeds to the International Space Station to study how cotton roots develop in zero gravity. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think NASA will be able to predict the impact of climate change with this research? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.